our special guest today, which is Zach from the Mac Show on Anchor.
Yeah, Anchor.fm/Mac Show.
Cool. So we got Zach on here. He's a sports analyst for the most part. And I just want to know what his thoughts are on Tom Brady, if he's going to have a good season, if they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. So what do you think, Zach?
They're in a tough, well, first of all, they're in a very tough division. I mean, I'm not going to say, it's like they're going to face New Orleans, so it's not going to be easy. But it's just, the only reason why he went was to beat Drew Brees, so it's going to be a challenge. I mean, it's not going to be easy for him, but I think he'll make the playoffs. He has playoff luck, but I think I see him at least going to divisional, but possibly Super Bowl if they have the right sets, like just right play calls and all that.
Okay. Well, James, since you're here, I've been seeing a lot of debates. I'm seeing all this Michael Jordan stuff, and I don't even really want to get into it myself. But since you are a Jordan fan, who has had the better career? Tom Brady, which was the quarterback for the Patriots, 6 championships. Is that?
Yes.
And Michael Jordan, 6 championships.
6 championships. Well, if I was to go off of strictly kind of, because I guess I'm a Michael Jordan fan, but I'm more of like a fan of all the greats, like any genre, anybody that has excelled in that area, I'm a fan of. So Tom Brady has definitely done that in his area. But I think that when you have a team, like I think the Patriots are more of a team. I don't know. I think the whole cohesive team makes Tom Brady, maybe look a little better than he really is. You know what I mean? I think that kind of helps. Whereas to Jordan, he kind of made the team look better. You know what I mean? Versus him being like, he was kind of, and him being an icon right now. I mean, I don't know if Tom Brady got his own shoe, and if he's if he's such as a brand like Jordan. I think Jordan is a bigger brand as far as himself and versus Tom Brady. But I haven't done any research or anything. But in my eyes, my perspective, I would say the better career and the more the bigger stamp, I think, would be Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
My opinion on Jordan, just personally, like I feel like he is so overhyped. Me, even though I never watched him play, I look at it as who he had, and once he lost them, what could he do? I feel like because '90s, this was a time of bigs, Shaq, Hakeem. I believe there's other ones too. I can't think.
Yeah,
Scotty and Dennis Rodman had to guard for them so he could score.
True. Yeah. Kind of in the same sense of the line having to hold so Brady could do his thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I don't like how the stars get our attention personally. It's the same thing with LeBron.
Right.
I do not like that. I think it should be always team.
Right.
I don't like when you say Brady made him win, Jordan no, he did not. Yes, they're great players, but the coaches and the team, the cohesiveness. So I do not like when they do that, but that's just the way. That's funny. That's the world we live in.
Yeah, it's funny. I just watched a video today of a game that it was the Lakers versus the Bulls. It was in the 80s, I want to say, early 90s possibly. But it was when Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was playing on the Lakers. I mean, and they shut Jordan down. Like Jordan, I mean, he averaged 27 points. He got like 14, 15 points. I think damn near the whole game. But they basically shut him down, and it wasn't a Jordan show on that one. You know what I mean? And I was kind of, it was funny that we're talking about this now because I just now watched that earlier today.
Isaiah Thomas and Detroit was whooping them at first anyway, and then Jordan had to go back, lift weights and get stronger because it was like, back then that clothesline unit.
He was still a rookie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they was giving it to him. What you about to say, Zach?
But honestly, Jordan, he doesn't have. Now look at his position and who he had to face.
Right.
He didn't have like tough guys. I mean, this was an era of bigs.
Yeah.
Now it's an era of the small ball. Well, not small ball, but of guards. It's just how the era has been.
Yeah.
Changed up.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think Jordan's the greatest. I don't think he's one of either. I think if I had to give a top 3 odds, it's Wilt, LeBron, and then Kareem.
You put LeBron above Jordan?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why is that?
LeBron has done it. Not done it all, but what the stuff he's carried a team. It's not like the people who he's had. People say, oh, he's had many All-Stars, but like he doesn't have. He sits there. He can do so much more than Jordan, in my opinion. Like,
has he accomplished? Like, if we go off accomplishments, who's on top?
Jordan is more successful, meaning that
not just
the
in
win-loss
business.
come.
Yeah, I'm talking about the stats as far as the game is concerned.
They're close. They're close for Jordan.
Close,
well, actually, LeBron has surpassed them a little in certain categories, but they just took a poll. Like I said, I've been keeping up a little bit. They just took a poll, and the fans said that Jordan was better, which Jordan is better. I just like LeBron better. But yes, Jordan is better.
I think, but LeBron's still playing. We have to really see. LeBron is still playing, so we have to find out.
Right. When he's at the status of or the stage of Michael Jordan is, he's still got time to go.
There's also LeBron right now is basically still in his prime. Best prime his whole career almost.
Yeah.
Jordan at this stage, he couldn't really play as well. Now I may be wrong, but
okay. At this stage in his career,
you're right on that.
35,
So is there some controversy going on right now about Jordan and Brady, or that was kind of fun?
It's controversy about Jordan, Brady, and then Jordan and LeBron because they brought this Last Dance out, which I don't even want to see it, but they brought that. Have you heard about it?
Last Dance, no.
It's a documentary about Jordan and the whole Bulls little career. And
I gotta organize my library shelf, so forgive that mess over there, but we good.
So it's just telling more about Jordan because you gotta think there was not Twitter, there was not Facebook, there really wasn't internet like that. Right. Jordan was not followed around like LeBron is.
Right.
So now you get to see
totally different,
different things, other people's perspective of how he treated them and this and that. I have not, yet watched it, but
so
now
Michael Jordan's asshole basically.
That's what I've heard.
A whole lot of different things. Yeah. But now they were talking about LeBron literally every day. Every sports show, it was LeBron.
Yeah.
It made Kevin Durant, which is another great player, it made him upset.
Right.
But now that The Last Dance came out, now it's Jordan. So now Jordan has taken back,
Really? So this Last Dance documentary
spotlight,
has kind of put Jordan kind of back
in
relevance, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of switch the topic a little bit, but who else is starting to show some relevance? And you guys hear about about Mike Tyson coming back fighting an exhibition fight?
He looked good.
You seen that?
He looked good.
And then I was listening to Joe Rogan, and he was saying something that I already heard Tyson admit to and say, that he'd been getting stem cell treatments. You know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson been getting stem cell treatments for his muscles and stuff. And dude looks vicious.
Now,
yeah, exactly. But he's 53 now.
He would definitely, he would definitely whip Wilder. I'll say that.
Hey, but if he's talking about coming back for I want to say 3 to 5 round exhibition fight, I think is what he's shooting for.
That's smart.
And then for charity, you want to do it for charity, and so he's been training. You seen his videos?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God. Yeah, so dude looks.
I wouldn't mess with him.
Look, not only, and this is the thing about Tyson, okay? The thing about Tyson, what made him so great, everybody talks about, he's a brawler, he's a street fighter, this and that. Whatever, okay? It don't matter, because we all know when it comes down to fighting, whatever it is, boxing, UFC, it doesn't matter. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about Tyson, was the dude's dude didn't even bark. Like, he wasn't even a barker. Like, he wasn't the type of person. He would bark like if he couldn't fuck with you. Like, if he knew he couldn't get to you, he would have to just talk. You know, but if he could get to you, he wasn't talking. He was just biting. So, where I was going with that was, he said, he was quoted as saying, he said, the gods of war have told me that it's time, basically reignited his fire and told him that he needs to fight again. Like, it's time to get back to fighting. Like, when somebody says that, the gods of war, like, look, I wasn't going to be doing this unless the guys told me that it's time to go. You know what I mean? So, dude is serious.
Him out,
yeah, Tyson Fury's dad called him out.
But see, Tyson Fury, I would not mess with Tyson Fury.
Okay.
Dude is really no joke. We saw fight number one. Fight number one really should have went his way. Mm-hmm. But they gave it to the star. Then he humiliated him, fight number two. So, that's not somebody you want to mess with. He's got too much reach, too much height.
Well,
you don't want
Tyson Fury himself said that he would get knocked out by a prime Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's quoted, but he said it himself.
Have you guys heard? Have you heard the story on what happened to Tyson Fury like back in a long time ago? He nearly killed himself. Yeah, like him being in a real deep depression, gaining weight, and then coming out of that, yeah, he talks about it a lot. You know, I mean, especially when he first came out during the first fight. I mean, he was talking about that a lot because he's actually slimmed down since the first fight. Oh yeah,
you know, because he's kind of I wouldn't say ill built, but he's kind of I don't know what you would call him, kind of a barrel chested kind of. He's not like your typical, Anthony Joshua physique, you know what I mean? So, but he's been calling out Anthony Joshua. I know there's a little beef going on between them right now, as far as him calling him out. But I think that fight probably is a little ways off. But I'm anxious to see who they put Tyson up against for this charity match, and I know it's going to sell. Hopefully, they do it like a pay-per-view. They're going to do something like that. You know, but that's going to be a good one, bro. That is going to be a good one. I would like to see him fight. Is it Bob Sapp? Or I think it is Bob Sapp, because Bob Sapp called him out one time. It was after his retirement, and he called him out he was in the audience. Tyson was, and Bob Sapp just not finished fighting somebody. And he called out Mike Tyson, and Tyson just got his ass up, walked in the ring, and was saying his little piece, and they was going at it damn near. They had the whole dude back and everything, but Tyson was like, bring it on. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, we do it right now. You know what I mean? He don't give a fuck.
That's one thing about Tyson. He's not just talking.
Right.
Mike Tyson will fight you for real.
He got his ass up right.
He don't care if he get whooped or not. It's like, bro, we can go right now.
Right, exactly.
I would be terrified to fight Mike Tyson. Dude may bite I don't know.
But
it's not about
everybody was clowning.
That dude will hit you so hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that I think they said that's one of the, because they asked him in several interviews why he bit Holyfield's ear.
I can't remember why.
He was getting headbutted a lot, and he just got pissed off. You know what I mean? He was getting frustrated. You know, the ref kept clinching, and then he was getting hit with the headbutt during the clinch, and he got frustrated, and he just reached over.
I think my grandpa went to that fight. I think he either watched it live or went to it. I can't remember. But he hasn't watched the boxing match since.
You just feel like you can't get to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because Holyfield has so much more reach.
Right.
So he's keeping you away. See, Tyson has to get inside.
Right.
That's his advantage. So if you got a guy keeping you away, and then every time you are coming in, he's clinching you because he knows, and he's putting his weight on you. Mm-hmm. It's gonna frustrate you.
Yeah.
It's like I've heard someone who is a boxer kind of like you can't one hit can make someone mad. Their first hit's gonna make them mad. I don't know. Yeah. It's just how it is.
Just like just kind of irritating them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't UFC fake?
No.
It's not fake. It's not fake, but what I don't like about what I liked about the UFC, what blew the UFC up really in the beginning, was it was really no holds barred, literally.
Yeah.
They didn't have any gloves. There was no weight classes. It was 15 minutes straight fight. You know what I mean? Until somebody gave up, got knocked out, or tapped out, or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's and literally there'll be dudes fighting like several fights that night. Mm-hmm. Like you would win, you would fight another fight. Like I remember Royce Gracie fought like 5 fights in the same night. Like that shit was retarded. He fought wrestlers, all kinds of big dudes, and won them all. It was retarded. Like that shit was amazing. Like that was real when it came out. And then I understand with the sporting, in order to make it an actual sporting event, and there had to be regulations. They did rounds and they did, certain protective gear, and everybody's basically now mandated to wear kind of the same shit now. You know what I mean? They do weight classes now. They have rounds and there's times and there's scores now. Like I think they should take away the scoring. Like if you like that, I think would make it more real. Like you cannot win. Like whoever. Like if it goes to decision and nobody gets knocked out, whoever was the underdog loses. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care how decisive it was. Like you know how they do the scores, and it's like if nobody gets finished, like if the other person, like you can only win by getting knocked out, tapping out, or I guess you would say ref stoppage. You could do ref stoppage, but no scorecards. You know what I mean? No
I feel like
scorecards.
if it comes down to a very close fight, going to overtime.
I wouldn't say overtime because that's kind of just a waste. I would say if like the ref would either have to stop or they would just automatically give it to the other guy. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
feel like if it was a main event, why not do overtime? People will love that.
true, yeah. If it went that close, I guess, yeah. If it was really close, but there had to be something to determine. But what I hate about the UFC, which kind of makes it a little bit fake, is that when people know that they're getting a paycheck and they're just in there fucking pot shotting each other, looking at the clock, hanging on each other, hugging each other, rolling the fuck around because they're tired.
I'm so tired of seeing that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, that is bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and it would have never happened like that. That shit would have never went down in the early days because you would get killed. Like, you don't, because you're thinking in your mind, like, you can't think like, oh, if I get through this round or if I do this, then I might get, I'll just still get paid. I'll be cool. You know what I mean? Now it was like if you don't win, you don't get paid type shit. You know what I mean? But now it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? So, I think people just drag the time out, and it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's why when Conor McGregor came out, it was so explosive because not only his personality, but the way he fought. You know what I mean? He wasn't in there. Just like he said, we're not in here to take part. We're in here to take over. Like when he came in there, he was finishing boys. Like he's like you could tell when he got in there, I'm trying to finish you. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the clock. I'm not going to win by scoring. Like Mayweather, that's kind of how boxing you can kind of do that. Like boxing, that's why they called him Pretty Boy Floyd in the beginning before he changed the name to Money Mayweather, because he would not get hit. He would pride himself on winning the fight, but not get fucked up. You know what I mean? So, but other people, they go in there like Tyson, he'll go fight. He'll go in there, if he gets hit, knocked out, it don't matter. He's crushing the other dude. You know what I mean? That's why people that watch fighting, they like that because they want to see somebody that really wants to win. You know what I mean? So like I said, Conor McGregor, that's what blew him up. But I hate, like you said, the people that use the clock, use the time, drag the shit out. It's not really a fight. You can tell it's like the guy that's at work just to get a paycheck. You know what I mean? He's not doing anything above and beyond what he's supposed to do. He ain't helping out. He's just getting his hours, go the fuck home. You know what I mean? That's kind of like these people, that are in the UFC that do these bullshit.
You can't be in entertainment and do that.
Right, but that's what they do. Like in damn near the UFC now. That's why a lot of these fights are just like, what the fuck? Because they know that they're still going to get paid. They're not really tripping. You know what I mean? They're about to go home and do this and do that, and they want to be able to still bang the girl tonight, not be too sore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever.
Like, I feel like my dream boxing match would be Mike Tyson versus probably Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
The way is so.
Yeah, they would never do that fight only because Floyd is what? Lightweight? Or
I mean, Floyd really couldn't hit him hard enough.
No, there's no way. Yeah, and that's why they
Tyson would. Yeah, he would feel it.
Yeah, and only people Tyson could fight is heavyweights and above. They couldn't fuck with him. They couldn't. It's just a mismatch. You know what I mean? Because Tyson, it's like he's not really invincible, but he don't give a fuck. And when somebody's coming at you and they don't care about getting hurt, that's a scary motherfucker. That's a scary motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because you already know, like, I gotta hurt this dude, or else it's not gonna happen. I remember when he fought. I want to say it was Riddick Bowe or somebody, dude. But this dude was he threw hammers. I mean, this dude was a heavy puncher. And everybody was like, man, when he fights Tyson, it's gonna be a good ass fight because this dude dropped bombs and he was slugging boys like
Yeah,
Tyson
the
was.
same way like Deontay does.
So when they put him up with Tyson, when they put him up with Tyson, this dude, he was getting so like frustrated in the fight because he was hitting Mike with everything, and Mike was eating that shit. He was eating him, you know what I mean, and then coming back, keeping on coming. Dude was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, I can't do nothing with dude." You know what I mean? Like he was blasting him too. Like he was Tyson was taking some hits, and he didn't give a fuck. You could tell Tyson just kept coming. It's like Tyson. I don't know, his neck, I think it like really protects him. You know what I'm saying? Because like his shit is damn near. He don't have like a big neck, but he's kind of short and stocky, and his shit don't move, bro. Like when he gets hit, he's just solid, and he basically broke dude's spirit when he fought him because dude he was like, I ain't got nothing for him. You know what I mean? And then Mike just caught him. He like knocked him down a few times before the end of the fight.
I heard Deontay has the hardest hits. I've heard that.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, but then after Tyson kind of took his soul away, you know what I mean? Tyson Fury.
I mean, Tyson Fury wasn't even fazed by them hits, though. That's what I'm saying. He was getting some good hits on him.
Well, the first fight where he knocked him out, or out for a second, knocked him down. Remember, it was damn near a miracle.
It wasn't like no good knockouts, knockdowns though.
That was a good fight.
Well, the one where he knocked Tyson out and he basically
won
back
both
up.
fights, bro. Tyson Fury won both fights. They just didn't give it to him. You know, we watched it together. I was like, man, white dude was giving it to him.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a good one. So that's something that I'm anxious to see. I've been kind of keeping my eye on Mike Tyson, but it's gonna be it's gonna be good to see what a 53-year-old man with stem cell research or stem cell treatment can do. You know what I mean? Because
he can fight. I'm not gonna.
And he looks good too, like physically, and he looks fresh in the ring. So.
He's so much smarter though.
Yeah.
That's the difference. He knows that you about to try to use that length and that reach. That's why I'm like, I want to see him now because he was coaching up some other dudes, training them.
Right.
The dude's knowledge level, he's gonna come different. Trust me. He's not gonna be that young guy just coming in, just throwing punches. He gonna be like strategically, like man, he gonna take his time.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Mike is that's how he was. He would just stalk you and then just explode on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just either get out the way or it's over.
I heard there was one fight. I think it was the Floyd versus Conor, where like Conor just kept hitting him. And he was tired, and then Floyd just started going ham, and that's how Floyd won, I heard.
Well, Conor was kind of gassing out. I think it was like third or fourth round. I know it was 10th. It was a 10th. I think he went 10 rounds. Yeah, and that's the thing about Conor, man. And I think that's how it is with every fight, really. And it's not a bad thing, but it is. And Bruce Lee found this out because Bruce Lee was constantly trying to be better, and he actually had a fight where. And this kind of changed his game on how because he was more traditional like martial arts training before this, and then he had a fight to where he really tested his cardio, and it went longer than he expected it to, and he got tired. He was more tired than he thought he would be. So at that point, he started incorporating weightlifting and cardio training into his workout regimen along with his martial arts training because he wanted to be able to last longer and still keep that same pace later on in the later rounds. And which is good to have that in case you need it, but obviously in a fight you're trying to finish it as quick as possible. And that's how Conor McGregor, that's how he really exploded because he was he got the fastest knockout with Jose Aldo, and then he was getting all these first round finishes and
Cerrone, what's his name? Cowboy Cerrone.
Oh, Cowboy Cerrone, yeah, he dusted him with that fucking head kick.
Yeah.
When he did his shoulder broke his nose with his shoulder first, and then head kicked him. So that was pretty quick.
He was intimidated.
Yeah, and then Cowboy wasn't ready for that fight. And you could really tell like with a lot of the fighters, like how they do it for a job, it's their career, but like the big stage is really not for them. They're just more like. They're just there. It's kind of like
they're just there for the money.
Well, they're there for the money, yes, but it's more the shorter money because Conor McGregor was there for the money. that's why he did things the way he did them, and was so flamboyant and obnoxious. Because when you draw attention to yourself, that's how like it don't matter if it's bad or good. They're talking about me. Just like when he threw the fucking dolly through the bus when it was the Khabib shit. You know what I mean? After he was already big. You know what I mean? So he don't really give a fuck, and he knows that people are gonna see that. You know what I mean? And when Cowboy, I think, got into that spotlight, it was all about this and all about that. He didn't want it enough. He was thinking more about that than actually just going in here and destroying Conor. I mean, like Khabib, that's why Khabib destroyed Conor the way he did. Because he's like, look, I don't give a fuck about none of this, all this other